In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about how to start double progression, meaning how to find your weights for your working sets the first week and then how to jump into your second week. If you don't know what double progression is, you can watch one of my other videos. I'll put a link in the description. That's the foundation of how you should be training. So really quick summary is you should be performing 3 sets of 4 to 6 reps for men. For women, 6 to 8. You rest 3 minutes between each set. Since the weight's pretty heavy, you want to recover before you do your next set. And the progression part is each week you should be doing more reps than you did the week before using the same weight. For the guys, once you reach 6 reps, you're going to go up in weight. And that's the double progression. Increase the reps, then increase the weight. For the women, it's 8 reps is your target to then increase weight. This means you need to be tracking your progress, which I'll show in this video a little bit, but I'll do a separate video on tracking. Just a reminder not to go to muscle failure to get to that 6th rep. When you're at that 6th rep, you should still be able to do one more good rep, and that's when you should stop. So if you went to muscle failure, you really did 1 extra rep, and I would not count that as 6. So I'm going to use the 5-day routine from my other video. I'm just going to show you one day. So I'm going to pick just the first day. This is how you pick your weights for all your exercises, and then how you would use those for your next week's workout. So I'm just going to pick one day. My first day is normally chest and triceps. So this is from the 5-day routine. So I picked 2 chest workouts. This is pretty much what I'm doing right now on my chest and tricep day. A barbell bench press, and then a close grip bench press, again with the barbell. And then in case people are using gym equipment, I used an example of doing a dip machine, so you're actually tracking a plate number. Same with the tricep push down on a pulling machine. Again, you're tracking a plate number. So those are the 4 exercises, and this is how you would start on your very first day in the gym if you've never really trained before, and assuming you don't already know what kind of weights you're going to be lifting to get 4 to 6 reps. This is how you find it on your first week of working out using double progression. Okay, so as soon as you start that day in the gym, you're going to warm up a little bit. All my exercises each day starts with a barbell, so I always do just an empty barbell like this. So if it's bench press, just the empty barbell, just get 10 reps. It should be easy. For the women, that might actually be heavyweight for you. So you may have to start with like dumbbells or something lighter before you can move to a barbell if you can't rep an empty bar for at least six reps. But for most men, you should be able to, the bar itself is going to be light, so just pump out 10. You can rest about a minute, and then this is where you might be guessing. So guess what weight you might be lifting, and then do half of that as another warm-up set. So in this example, if you think 175 pounds might be what you're going to lift for 4 to 6 reps, take half of that. So, let's just call it 85 pounds. So you're going to be doing 85 pounds. Now remember, it's not half of the plates that are on the bar, it's half of the total weight. The bar is 45 pounds. So you have to take that into account. You're not lifting half of the plates. If you put 40 pounds on normally on the plate, don't put just 20 pounds on and say that's half. You actually have to do the math to find out what's half of the total weight you're going to be lifting that day. So do half of the weight and do 10 reps, and then do 75% of the weight that you think you're about to lift. So again, 75% of 175, and then you're going to do 4 reps. It's still going to be light. You're just going to get 4 because that's the working set reps you're shooting for. Get 4, and that's when you rest your first 3 minutes. So you rest 3 minutes, and then you put on the 175. So now you're going to have 175 on the bar, total weight. And your goal is to get 6 reps. So let's say in this example, you get 6 reps and it's light. You stop at 6. You don't see how many you can do. You don't hit 12 reps. You're not trying to burn yourself out. You're trying to find the weight that gets you within the 4 to 6 rep range. In this case, it's really 4 to 5, because if you hit 6, you should be going up in weight. So if you didn't hit 4 or 5 reps exactly, you got more than that, you stop at 6 and you move up in weight, and you're resting again 3 minutes. So you did 175 and you could have got more than 6, but you stopped at 6. You said, okay, I'm gonna guess I could have done 195 for 4 to 6. So now you put 195 on the bar, and that's light again. So you got 6, and you could have done at least 2 more. If you only had 1 left in the tank, that's when you should be stopping anyway. So if you could have done at least a couple more than 6, again, it was too light. So now you go up to 205 pounds, and this may take you a while. You might do 8 sets before you hit the one where you do 4 to 6 reps. In this case, you do 205, and you've rested 3 minutes since your last set. You do 205, and you got 5 reps, and you could have done maybe 1 more. Make sure you're conservative. Leave 1 or 2 reps left and say that was it. You're done, because you've already done 3 sets with semi-heavy weights, even though the earlier ones were a little bit lighter. You're done. You found your target weight. It's going to be 205. You did 5 reps, so that's perfect zone, and that's the weight you're going to start with next week. So you're done with that exercise. Now if it took you 8 sets, okay, it's going to take you 8 sets. You're going to hopefully not burn out too much. As soon as you hit that one, that's between 4, 5, or even if it's right at 6, you're going to stop. So you're done with the barbell bench. You're going to go on to your next exercise. In this case, it's a close grip bench press. Now you've already warmed up your chest, and your triceps are also a little bit warm from benching. So you don't have to do an empty bar. It's really up to you. You could jump into 75% of the weight you think you're going to do. Or just do, in this example I said, all right, put 50% on. It's a little bit different motion, so it's more just trying to get your form down. And I would just do about 8 reps at 50% of the total weight you think you're going to do. So 75% of your expected weight, do your 4 reps. And then I did make an example here where, because you kind of had an idea from your regular bench, you nailed it on your first try. The first try, you did 185 pounds and you hit 5 reps. That's perfect. So since you got it in your first try, you can actually pretty much do a full workout. You're gonna do 2 more exercises with that same weight. So you rest your 3 minutes, you do 185, you get 5. Now if you would have gotten 6 in this instance, you actually would have went up in weight for your third set. But you get 5, and then you get 5, and then you were feeling good, it was your last set, and you ended up getting 6 with 185. This is what's important about tracking. You have to mark down you got 6 with 185, and next time you're in the gym, you're doing 195. So you gotta track what you did that week and then adjust your weight, so when you come in next week, you already know what weight you're starting with. And now you did 3 sets that are right in the perfect range, 4 to 6 reps, you're done with that exercise. Okay, for the next example, the dip machine, just pick a really light plate number that you know you can do, and do 8 reps, and then do 75% of what you think it's going to be. Now in this case, the plates are easy, right? If you normally do plate 4, half that's plate 2. For the plates, it's a lot easier just to do half and 3/4. So 75% of the plate number you think you're going to be at, and pump out the 4. So let's just say it's still light, and you were on, in this example, it would have been plate 3, because now you're on plate 4, and you get 6 real easy ones. You go, all right, I'm gonna go to plate 5, you rested a couple minutes, and you get 6 easy ones again. You go to plate 6, after resting, if it's super easy, rest 2 minutes instead of 3. You get 6 again, you go, all right, I gotta jump up higher. I'm gonna go to plate 10. You go to plate 10 and you can barely pump out 2 reps. And it's like, okay, too big of a jump. Now you should be definitely resting like 3 minutes and go back. So now you go back and you're at plate 8 and you got your 4 reps. So you're in between, you're at the 4, 5, or 6 number. Since you've already done at least 3 sets, you're done. Okay, you only did 1 set within the 4 to 6 rep range. However many sets it takes you to get there, if it's more than 3, then that's your workout for the day. So you found your plate number for the dips for next week, and you only got 1 good working set in at the right rep range, and now you're done with that exercise. Similarly, you then move on to the next one. So tricep push down. In this case, I didn't really do that much of a warm up, just 75% of the expected weight, and then jump into the plate. And in this example, you hit it right on the first time. Plate 9, you got 5 reps, sweet. That's your first set, so you get to do 2 more. You get plate 9 again for 6 reps. You made progression already within your working set. So now for your third set, you need to go to plate 10. You do plate 10 and you get 4 reps. And that's it. Your first day of your first week is done. So you've logged all of this. It's very important. It has to be logged. I do it in a spreadsheet. When I used to go to a gym, I would just print it out and just write in pen what I did, what the weights were, what the reps were. And then for the next week before I went in, I would print out what my next week's weights are gonna be. And so when I go into the gym, I know what my weights are and I show myself what the reps were the week before. So I don't wanna just see what I did that week. I wanna know, oh, I got 555 last week. I should be able to progress this week. So what you should bring in the gym with you is what you did last week and what you're expecting to do this week. And that way you can make sure you're progressing. So this is what it would look like when you go into the gym the next week. So for the barbell bench, I know I'm gonna be doing 205 because that's what I ended with last week and I only hit 5 reps. So I'm starting with 205. Again, I do the empty barbell. I take half of 205, so I'm doing about 100 pounds. You don't have to be perfect when you're doing your warm-ups. So about 100 pounds, and I do a rep of 10. And you can do 2 of those if you want. You can do a rep of 10 and then rest a minute, do another rep of 10. It's up to you on when you start feeling warm. Because remember, you're gonna lift heavy weights, so you don't want to jump right into it. You want to warm up, get the blood flowing in your muscles. So I usually do 2 sets at the 50%. And you can do 10 reps or 8 reps. Again, it's up to you. And then you do 75%. So 75% of 205, figure what that is for the plates, put that on, and do your 4. And for your warm-ups, you can rest about a minute in between. For the working set, so after you do your 4 reps, even though it's light, that's when you rest for 3 minutes. While you're resting those 3 minutes, you put on the working set weight. So in this case, it's 205. So you got 205, and you should definitely be making progress each week when you first start. So I wouldn't be surprised. You put on 205 and your form's also a little bit better because you've been practicing, and boom, you hit 205 for 6 reps right away. Great. Now you're throwing 5 pounds on each side of the bar. You're going up 10 total, and now you're gonna be benching 215. 215, you get 4. Rest 3 minutes, and then you get another 4. So now next week you're starting with 215. So let's look at the next exercise, which is the close grip bench. Again, do a similar warm up. We did 185 for 6 on our opening week. That means you are already progressing. So your first set should be 195. So you'll see that. You went from 6 reps at 185. Your first set is now 195. And you get 555, okay? That means you're still stuck on 195 for the next week. But you still made progress because you went up in weight from the week before. Now for the dip machine, similar thing. Hopefully you're getting it by now. You ended on plate 8, and now you did 455 plate 8. I would expect the next week you would potentially progress to plate 9. And then you move on to the tricep push down. You're on plate 10 from last week. You get 556. Okay, now when you set up your weights for the next week, you need to mark down you're doing plate 11 for the push downs. And you should get at least 4. In any of these cases, if you moved up in weight and you could only get like 2 reps, then you need to move back and wait until you hit 6 reps on 2 of your sets. So let's say you were benching and you hit 6 and you're benching 215. You went to 225 and you only got 2. All right, go back to 215 until you can get 2 consecutive sets with 6 reps. Then you can go to 225 and you should be able to get 4. This double progression method works for 2 years, and I promise you're gonna be pretty content with how you look after 2 years. And then you could just maintain at that point if that's what you want. So this double progression is the most important part of training, in my opinion. And that's kind of the engineering your body. You're not just exercising, you're training, you're using a method to build the body you want. You're progressing, you're tracking. And that was the biggest change in me seeing progress, was doing double progression as opposed to just walking in the gym and seeing what I felt like lifting that day, or just doing 3 sets of 10 and stopping because I said 10, so I'm gonna stop at 10. It's an arbitrary number. So this is very important, which is why I made a video on how to do it. As always, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.